Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Coming to you live from the outskirts. It's the Gaming Saloon for October 19th, 2025, which hosts is Mayor 2448 and Ramp Up Salon.
You forget what year it was.
No, something got in my throat for a hot second.
Oh.
And I was like, oh God.
I thought you forgot what year. That's good. Okay.
No, it's one of those, as my dad puts it, forgot how to breathe. And air goes down the wrong way.
I mean,
You'd be surprised at how
you eat air and breathe food. That's how that works.
Exactly. Well, I'm gonna be honest. Half of this week's news is in the dumb goddamn it industry vein. The other half, not so much. So it's a 50-50 this week.
That sounds about right.
It's a lot better than some other weeks. But before we get into any of that, tell me, we've been playing the last couple weeks.
Good question. I don't actually think I really have been playing anything outside of what we've done stream-wise.
I'm to chapter 5 in Super Robot Wars Y now, which puts me 3 chapters from completing the game.
You know, I did actually realize something though.
Ooh.
It's been mentioned in other shows, so I mean, yeah, but I might as well mention it here too. I've been in the Archipelago and Hobbs' server with Mario versus Donkey Kong and Prime, and I found out that one of the two is weighted better for bigger archipelagos. Fun fact, it is not Mario versus Donkey Kong.
I got to be in the Proton John community one with Ace Attorney 1 and 2. I'm mad at the seed.
Why?
So, Ace Attorney 2, only 4 cases, right? One of those is the clown show. That is Turnabout Big Top.
Right.
What the seed decided to do, and the people playing it, I could not get the case file for 2-1. But you know what it did give me for 2-1?
Every item that you needed for it?
Yes. Literally every other item. I was sitting there having to work my way through the fucking clown show, the literal clown show that is 2-3, going, I could do 2-1 right now. I could do 2-1 so much faster than this, but I have to go through this fucking clown show because neither player could get 2-1 for me. Two different players, 2 different games. Neither one of them could get me 2-1.
Well, you want to know what's immensely funny? I started playing Mario vs. Donkey Kong. I did not find the first toy Mario in my own games until I was most of the checks through on Prime. I was literally in late game checks in Prime when I finally, and I only think I found 2 toy Marios after Mario vs. Donkey Kong finished. My games, both of them, were purely waiting on everyone else. Because Prime, I also didn't do the final bosses. I let it just be the 12 artifacts. All 12 artifacts. 12 artifacts now. Not one of them in either of my games. And I'm like, what just rolled here? Because when we've done the 6-game ones before, that's pretty common to at least have a couple of them. So I'm sitting here, I'm like, I know there's a lot of games here, but how do you tell me that it managed to roll and not throw at least one of them in either of mine? How did it not roll one of the 40 Toy Marios even anywhere early in Prime or in Mario vs. Donkey Kong even? I'm like, that the game, the generation there just really tried to screw both games.
Hmm. Also, if you're wondering where did those two 1Ks files go, one of them was an emerald, a Pokemon Emerald in Petalburg Woods, which I feel like has to be an early check.
I don't remember. I'm not familiar with Emerald either.
I'm pretty sure Petalburg Woods is basically the Viridian Forest equivalent of that game. So that should be an early check. Granted, it's a hidden item past the tree north, but I'm like, that should still be an easy early item.
Maybe.
Yeah.
When it's listed as hidden item, I know in red and blue sometimes it can be ones that are actually locked behind needing HM. I don't know if Emerald's in the same boat with that or not.
Mm-hmm. And then the other one is on Lethal Company behind the Beasterian tree for the Nutcracker. I don't know how that works though. So I'm not sure, but what I do know is when I go and pull up the sphere tracker, because I want to say in general, the order it gives me in terms of the spheres, when I check that should be the order I get my case completions.
That is the logical, if everyone finds it in the exact same way it was generated, is what the spheres are designed for. So in theory, then in that point, 2-1 should have been a light sphere if you were getting it way light, kind of deal.
Hmm. The sphere tracker takes a while.
Well, I mean,
reminder,
you only
the
have, how many thousands of decks?
Like 40?
And the one I was in was like 11,000, which granted, I mean, I'm wanting to say a quarter of those checks was all Power Wash Simulator.
Mm-hmm.
How Power Wash Simulator has like 2,000 checks is beyond me, but okay.
I assume it's per section, per level.
I think so.
Without seeing it myself, I wouldn't know, but that feels like how Power Wash Simulator would be laid out.
I think it's each also in each of the ones that you do.
Okay. It does not want to load it. The website is not designed to handle loading up a over probably like 20,000 plus list. Guess while it's loading up, Super Robot Wars Y, I'm in the chapter 5. I hit the point where, oops, you don't get this unit anymore because they died permanently, and that's a story thing. But they do a nice compensation by giving you credits, which is just the money of the game, for every kill that unit got, and then refunding you all of the upgrade stuff you put into that unit. I got 6 digits worth of money on top of the usual money I get for the mission. Technically 2 missions, because I had to do 2 back-to-back missions for that part. So it was a lot. It was honestly worth investing. But the game continues to be really good. Just a lot of the character interactions and the story stuff has just been just really good across the board. I got the protagonist upgraded unit as well. I'm just happy with the only thing sad thing I'm going to be about is we don't know when the DLC is coming out at the moment. We're still waiting for a release date. I might be done with the game before the DLC comes out.
You probably will.
Yeah, which was I'm like, I don't know. Do I want to go back to the game in full to do the DLC? Because like I have a reason to do it achievement wise, because there is an achievement for going through the game with both protagonists to get both of their endings. So that might be worth it if that ends up being the case. But also I kind of don't want to go through as the male protagonist, because I've really been enjoying the stuff with the female protagonist. Also, since we're getting double stuff, I'm like, I want to see what happens when Shotaro meets the female protagonist. I want to see him attempt to hit on her, and she just goes, no, you're out of my league. But that's basically it. It seems like the sphere tracker is just like, nope, nope, it's too much.
I mean, does it?
No, not really. I guess we can get to the news while I continue to hopefully it'll get me the spheres at the moment. So, how do you feel about Destiny 2 at the current moment?
I mean, it being on life support or
Just in general.
meh.
So, yeah. So Steam chart and information has came out basically showing that Destiny 2's player count is at a all-time low. We are talking lower than Curse of Osiris low for the game post Edge of Fate. We're looking at a 284,000 daily players as of October 6th. Bear in mind, these are rough estimates through Bungie's API. Oh, look, now it does it. Thanks. Let's see. 2 3s, sphere number was 5. 2 1s was sphere 3. Yep. Basically, I should have had. What is this? One, 2, 1, 4, 2, 1, and 2, 2 as the cases I got done. I think I did manage to do 3 of the 4 of those. Let's see. 2, 3 was sphere 5. 1, 2 is. Oh no, that was 1, 1, not 1, 2. Is in sphere 2. 1, 2 is in sphere 5 as well. That is 1, 4 in sphere 6. 2, 2. Yeah, that should be 2, 2 in sphere 6, and then sphere 7 is 2, 4. So yeah. But yeah, Destiny 2 is not doing great. And apparently, those Curse of Osiris numbers, it was them being like, we are close to shutting the game down with these low of numbers. That is how bad the Curse of Osiris numbers were. So, how do you feel about the future of Destiny?
I guess you could say it's Destiny is not good.
Yeah. I'm like, we're gonna reach a point. Like, it won't be like the start of next year, but I have a very bad feeling like sometime next year, Destiny 2 is gonna get its end of life date announced.
It'll probably be.
Yeah, especially if Marathon doesn't do well, because that won't be cash flow coming in from Marathon. And it's like, yeah, Bungie's gonna get shuttered. But in other news, do you remember the Dissidia Final Fantasy games?
Kind of.
The games that were on the PSP people love.
Your internet's saying that it doesn't love you.
Of course it's not. Thanks, internet. Thanks. Appreciate it. Anytime you want to fix yourself. Any day. Is it better? Yep. Yes. No. No. Yes.
No.
Yes. No. No.
No.
No. I'm still no. Yes. No.
Maybe. No.
That is. Are we good now?
Maybe.
Okay, so they announced a new one for mobile. Called Dissidia something. I forget what it's called. Dissidia Duellum. How would you like your Final Fantasy characters in modern day Tokyo fighting monsters in a 3v3 PvE setting? Also, this is probably a move gacha, not a character gacha, since the movements had rarities on them. Maybe. I just kind of look at this and go, why'd you make everybody boring? Why? Why'd you put everybody in casual outfits? Why?
Sounded fun.
Yeah. But yeah, that is the new Final Fantasy mobile game. I can't wait for it to shut down within 6 months. So with Bungie earlier, the Curse of Halo apparently, their art director has left at Halo Studios after 17 years working on Halo. And they have left a cryptic little message that, well, I'll just read this out. There is a little more I can say at the moment, though I intend to share this particular story in its entirety when it is absolutely safe to do so next year. In the meantime, I have a message for anyone and everyone who needs to hear it. I know that the state of our industry seems dire, but never forget that you are free to choose. No illusion of security or promise of wealth or fame or power is worth trading away your health, your dignity, your ethics, or values, and no one can force you to. Stay strong, take evidence when necessary, and find where you belong. I don't think you leave a message like that when you leave somewhere, and it was a good place that you left. I'm just saying. Like, you don't leave basically going, I'm going to put this studio in the ground on its reputation. But not yet. Not when I legally can't. But once I'm legally able to, oh boy. No further details at the moment. The Halo World Championships are October 24th, when we were supposed to get our first look at the future of Halo. Whatever could it be? It can't be a CE remake, right?
Nope, it can't.
So, how do you feel about Halo at the current moment?
I mean, the same way I've felt about Dumpster Fire for a while now.
Yeah. I'm just like looking at the invisible ticking clock, but I can't tell when it's going to go off, but clearly it's ticking and going. Boy, when that goes off, it's going to be fun because we get to hear how much of a shit show Halo Studios is, even more so than we can already know it is. And also, I can't wait for that CE remake to probably be AI generated. Even if that report is wrong, according to the person, like, I don't believe them. Not with Microsoft in play. As one person on podcast I listen to puts it, when has Microsoft lied to us?
Yeah.
Answer all the time.
Yeah.
They are not above lying to us. So Microsoft being like, oh, we don't have an AI generated initiative on video games and stuff. And I'm like, bullshit. I don't believe you. Would you like something better to talk about?
I guess so.
So we
Also,
have an Avatar fighting game.
Question for this one.
Yeah. We have an Avatar fighting game inbound from someone. Gameplay Group, which have done stuff. Oh, they're the Not My Little Pony fighting game folks. So we're getting an Avatar fighting game featuring characters from both Last Airbender and Legend of Korra. Yay, it looked fine. I feel like some part of this trailer like had me a little concerned, but maybe it was just the frame rate they had this footage captured at, because this is footage of the game from the looks of it. But it looks fine. Like, better than some other fighting games. Oh, how do you feel?
I'm just curious of how this is gonna be able to be pulled off, and I just feel like it's something slapped together.
Fair. No date besides some point next year. Wishlisted on Steam. Yeah, I have no other hard thoughts besides this looks fine. As our title puts it, there's another Goku coming to Dragon Ball Fighter Z after however long it's been since Dragon Ball Fighter Z had content. It's Super Saiyan 4 Goku, specifically from Daima, because that's a distinction we have to make now.
I mean, is it really?
Yes, because there's GT characters in Fighters already, and the original Super Saiyan 4 Goku is in GT Goku's moveset that's in that game. Yeah. But yeah, Fighters is getting new content, which of all the Dragon Ball games that should probably be getting more content, how's it we went this long without getting Fighters new content? Because we keep throwing stuff at Xenoverse, we keep throwing stuff at the asymmetric survival game, but not Fighters? Not the fighting game that people love? No? Why not?
Because people like it, so...
Fair. I don't know if we had a date on this there yet. Spring of next year is when that will come out. All right. Are you ready to have a laugh?
At whose expense?
Quantic Dream's expense. So, you remember how Quantic Dream is supposed to be working on a Star Wars game? Well, they're still working on that, they swear. But right. In the meantime, would you like to play their new third-person action strategy game? That is 3v3 multiplayer and free to play? This is not an April Fool's joke, I promise.
Sure it's not an ill-timed April Fool's joke?
No, because this is real. Game Informer got invited out to their studio to like see an offhand's demo of it, and they were like, this seems okay at best. Because they're the ones that premiered this. Does this look, I'm gonna be honest, this looks very discount World of Warcraft. Design wise, just saying. Apparently you control one of 3 specific characters, and then you summon armies to go attack a crystal tower, and that is like how the gameplay works. Again, are you excited? I try not to wish ill on specific developers because they have a hard enough time in the industry. But you know what I say looking at this? This needs to come out so Quantic Dream can burn. Like, Quantic Dream has not been a good place to work at. Not allegedly, no, prove it in court. It has. It's not a good place to work at, as I found out. So, yeah, no, put this multiplayer game out and like have it flop miserably, and so your studio is finally shuttered. Let this be Quantic Dream's end, please. It probably needs to go. Any other thoughts?
No.
All right then. Good news, I guess, to end off this week. Marvel Rivals, because of the Marvel Zombies animated miniseries that's on Disney Plus, is putting really in a zombie. I've only seen the cliff notes because I've been bad about keeping up with Marvel stuff. I'm so bad at keeping up with Marvel stuff. but they are putting in a zombies mode. It is PvE. It is 4 players, but you can pick one of 5 characters. Oddly enough. You got Thor, Blade, Magic, Jeff, and Punisher. I adored the Jeff costume, I guess, for the time period, because he's on a little pumpkin outfit. Like, I know, he's a shit. But he's my shit. I love this little guy. And if you keep dying to him, all I have to say to you is that it's a skill issue. Learn to dodge. Anyway, I think they've made adjustments to the characters for this mode. So their skills and abilities are going to do slightly different things since you are facing hordes of regular zombies. Zombie Scarlet Witch is a boss in this, but I don't think they said much more about how the gameplay is going to be besides that. But yeah, this is neat. I'm glad Marvel Rivals is doing good, and they have something like this. It's more PvE content than Overwatch 2's gotten.
Shots fired.
Is it really that much? That's surprising.
No, but shots fired.
I mean, it's clear that Marvel Rivals is done better than Overwatch 2.
It's clear that Overwatch 2 was just a cash grab.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that is the news for the week. Actually, I forgot to mention, did they give a date for the Rivals mode? October 23rd. So this week, basically. The mode will be out. I don't think they gave a time period on this. It might be permanent.
Probably.
Which, good on them. Just leave it in there. Leave it in there. Maybe throw in some new characters eventually that like feel right to do for it. Like if you got no reason not to keep it in there. But yeah, that's all the news for the week. Anything else before we move on to releases?
I can't think.
All right, we shall kick off on the 21st with Jurassic World Evolution 3 for Series X and PlayStation 5. And Ninja Gaiden 4 for Series X and PlayStation 5. The only sad thing about that is the original producer for Ninja Gaiden, Itagaki, passed away this last week. Which is just one of those, that sucks. Just the timing of it all. Harada has a really good Twitter post about it as well, since he was mates with Itagaki. But anywho, also Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines for Series X PlayStation 5 comes out the 21st. On the 22nd, Murder Inc. for Xbox One, Series X and Switch. Scan or Scam for the MetaQuest. On the 23rd, Angry Video Game Nerd 8-Bit for Xbox One, Series X, PlayStation 4, 5, Switch, and NES. Double Dragon Dodgeball for Xbox One, Series X, PlayStation 4, and 5. Double Dragon Revive for Xbox One, Series X, PlayStation 4, 5, and Switch. Plants vs. Zombie Replanted for Xbox One, Series X, PlayStation 4, 5, Switch, and Switch 2. And Persona 3 Reload for Switch 2.
Power Simulator 2.
Yes. For Series X, PlayStation 5, and Switch 2.
With mouse
Jackbox
controls, if I'm not mistaken.
That'd actually be pretty good.
Yeah.
I wonder what dumb, ridiculous lore story thing they're going to do that's in the background of that one. because there is a plot to Power Wash Simulator. It's a bit wild. I have seen a video on it. I was not expecting that to be the plot in the background of a Power Wash Simulator game until like the last 2 levels. Anywho, Jackbox Party Pack 11 will be out on the 23rd for Xbox One Series X, PlayStation 4, 5, and Switch. On the... Damn it. On the 24th, Acre Crisis for Xbox One Series X and Switch. The Fast and Furious Arcade Edition for Series X, PlayStation 5, and Switch. Hot Wheels Let's Race Ultimate Speed for Series X, PlayStation 5, and Switch. Once Upon a Katamari for Series X, PlayStation 5, and Switch. Tomb Raiders 4 through 6 Remastered for PlayStation 5 and Switch. On the 28th, Hyperdimension Neptunia Rebirth 1, 2, and 3, all for PlayStation 4. Is probably a terrible thing to say, but it's like, I want to try one of those just to see what those games are like, since all the characters are supposed to be console XBs. I can't think they're that good, but I'm too curious not to find out.
Meaning you will at some point.
Yeah. 2 Point Museum is also going to be out for Switch 2, and Wreck Nation for Xbox One Series X, PlayStation 4, and 5. On the 29th, Hell is Others Demons for Xbox One Series X, and Outer Worlds 2 for Series X, PlayStation 5. On the 30th, that I forgot to modify the date on, Arc Raiders for Series X and PlayStation 5. Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D Remake for Series X, PlayStation 5, Switch, and Switch 2. Harvest Moon Home Sweet Home Special Edition for Series X and PlayStation 5. Wow, I was not paying attention on this one. Monument Valley The Trilogy for PlayStation 5 and Switch. The Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection for Series X, for Xbox One, Series X, PlayStation 4, 5, Switch, and Switch 2. Now, folks can play the greatest Mortal Kombat game, Mythology Sub-Zero. People are going to hear that and legitimately believe it, and I'm going to laugh.
And other people are gonna hear it and want to get the pitchfork torches out.
It's the greatest Mortal Kombat game in our category, I'm sure. It's the greatest 2D platformer Mortal Kombat game.
Well, because it's the only.
I'm pretty sure it is. Which is why that's an accurate statement. RoboCop Rogue City Collection for Series X and PlayStation 5 as well, and Virtua Fighter 5 Revo World Stage for Series X and PlayStation 5. On the 31st, House Flipper 2 Scooby-Doo for Series X, PlayStation 5, and Switch. What is this? They did Scooby-Doo DLC for House Flipper 2? Okay. Sure. Paw Patrol Rescue Wheels Championship for Xbox Series X, 4, 5, and Switch. SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated and SpongeBob SquarePants The Cosmic Shake for Switch. House of the Dead 2 Remake for Switch. Tales of Zillia Remastered for Series X, PlayStation 5, and Switch. And Turok Trilogy Bundle for PlayStation 5 and Switch. And lastly, on the 1st of November, Pac-Man Mighty Player for dedicated console. And also Sonic the Hedgehog joystick player for dedicated console.
Joystock. I like that.
Mm-hmm. Joystock.
Yep.
And that is all our releases. You can see the full list in the notes below if you're on the YouTube end of things. So anything else?
No.
All right then. Thursday. I'm going back to CAD. Maybe, I don't know. I haven't decided yet.
So
Path of Radiance
Thursday's a
is
thing.
yeah. Path of Radiance is annoying me, and I'm like, I need to maybe not do Path of Radiance retros on stream because I get annoyed at just not being able to beat a level, especially when like one of the main units I use is just like so behind on strength for no good reason. I don't understand it because I looked at the playthrough I did from YouTube and compared stats, and it's like, no, she's way better in my playthrough on there than on stream, and I don't understand why.
Well, you also took
She's
time to make sure that you were lining everything up on that YouTube playthrough also. You might not have as in-depth this time around.
Maybe not. I don't know. It feels like her stat growths just aren't cooperating on this playthrough, which is entirely possible. Because for reference, folks, when it comes to Path of Radiance, stat growths are random. Every unit has a certain percentage chance of getting a stat up in one of their stats per level. Those percentages are entirely different, not only per stat, but per character.
And probably
I don't know.
per playthrough.
It is not per playthrough, it's consistent. But what happens is entirely dependent. There is a fixed mode that doesn't do random stat ups, but it does leave some characters worse off, basically. What is Mia's? Oh, she has a 40% growth rate on strength? That might be the problem. I might ending up on the tails end of the worst of the 50-50 end on that one. Yeah, because Mia has a 50% chance to get health, 40% chance to get strength, 30 for magic, 45 for skill, 60 for speed, 45 for luck, 20 for defense, and 25 for resistance per level. And she is also not guaranteed. If she rolls not getting that, she's not getting that per level. Or on that level. So like, if it decides not to give her strength for a level, she doesn't get strength for a level. But she might get magic, which is fucking useless to her. Yeah, I don't know. Like, she's like one of the people I rely on, and it's like she's just not outputting the damage. She has everything else but damage, which is just the worst part. Because she'll double units, but only do like 5 damage total. And it's like, God, Mia, you got to do more than that. Especially when you need to be the sword person, because Ike is now max level. Yeah, that'll be Thursday. Friday, we're journeying into Cubiverse with
Probably week. Just gonna put that out there.
Yeah. I put in my choice for X-Men Legends 1. I may have already downloaded it.
I mean, good, because that's definitely first 2.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, that's one of those things I would probably do casually, because I'm sure it has a retro achievement list. On, I would think at least on another console. Yeah, it's got one for PS2. It doesn't have a GameCube one. No one's done the GameCube version yet. But there is one for PlayStation 2. Which there's like no version difference there, if I recall correctly, so it doesn't matter. That'll be Friday. Saturday will be them.
Yep, it'll be a thing.
It'll be something.
I've not put much thought into. I don't know.
And then next Sunday, we're watching the Guy movie. We get to talk about soccer from two people who do not watch or care about soccer. Thanks, World Cup. You're the reason we got that movie. And then in 2 weeks, we will... I was about to say we would have Game Award nominations, maybe, but no, we're probably too early on that. That's probably next month. I can't wait for those to come out and for me to be upset about them.
Again.
Like I know what part of that game of the year list is going to be, but the other parts of it, especially if it's one of those other parts when it ends up winning, I'm just going to be look at the people who voted on it and be like, really guys, really, you had so many better options.
Yeah, but you picked for the worst.
Like, I'm rooting for Expedition 33 because it should win all the awards. I can't wait for it to not win all the awards because it's the RPG. Fucking robbed in that respect then. But yeah, that is the week ahead, folks. Also, the rest of Weekly Co-op is scheduled. It should run through almost all of Wednesday. The last slot on Wednesday is open at the moment and will probably be the start of Rampant Gaming for 2021, and that will be the rest of the week more than likely. But I have to start scheduling. Do it. Oh, okay. Never mind. But yeah, I have to schedule that tomorrow. Yay. That is the week ahead, folks. So if you like what you're seeing, you drop a follow, really appreciate it. Drop us subs and bits and we'll find something to do with it. Exclamation point YouTube and chat gets the YouTube archive for this and all of our streams. YouTube exclamation point social and chat gets the handle for our social medias, so you know when we go live. Exclamation point Discord and chat because this is like drop by, say hi. See you Thursday, folks.